What's good, my people? You're definitely back again for another reaction on this year Mr. Leaks No BrBpTV. Be real, be positive television, brothers and sisters. Welcome to each and every one of you guys who tuned into yet another vibrations, guys. I'm about Mr. Leaks. Let us enter the vibrations right there. Now, guys, what you're seeing on this year recording right there is actually Dice, and I believe Dice is actually singing his song right there, and it's so relevant, brothers and sisters. It's so relevant in this day and age. So let us get into the vibrations right there. Hey.
There's a dark cloud hanging over the country.
Hey, stop it right there. Stop it right there, brothers and sisters. There's a dark cloud hanging over this country. Sometimes you're wondering if people doesn't see. If people doesn't see what is actually going on. I mean, it is on in brothers and sisters. Yesterday, I made a post when an individual was speaking about, you know, sometimes it's you can see objective reality in front of you, and it's like they're turning the world in such a way where people are completely rejecting objective reality. They're rejecting the truth, and they're trying to believe something else based on how they feel. Oh, is my prime minister? Oh, I love him so much. Why? Because he gave me $5, but he's depleting your ability. He's depleting your ability to make use of the very economy that is conducive. Remember, guys, Dominica is filled of potential. Potential leads to opportunity when the potential is being taken seriously, brothers and sisters. But unfortunately, that is not the case. And you tend to wonder if people cannot see these things. I mean, they're right in your face. It is right in your face, yet still people reject it. There's a dark cloud apparently over this country, man. Oh, brothers and sisters, what can man do?
There's a dark cloud hanging over the country. Everyone sees, everyone knows. Everyone sees,
everyone knows.
Everyone knows.
Guys, I used to say sometimes, I wonder if the people are ignorant. Maybe the individuals don't see. But when it's very clear in your face, man, it's absolutely clear in your face, and you're seeing it. I remember when I was in Dominica, brothers and sisters, an individual met me, and he said, Mr. Leaks, I agree with everything you're saying, but if elections were to be called tomorrow, I will still vote for Labour. That is what he tell me, you know. He agrees with everything I say. So it's no longer that people are ignorant, you know. People are, they know what is going on, but they still continue that very thing. Something is wrong with humans, brothers and sisters. And I also notice it not just in Dominica, but I notice it in the United States and other places as well. But people are easy that way. Anyways.
Our silence screams loud in complicity. Everyone sees, everyone knows.
Guys, it's another thing when people see what is happening. I think there's a phrase or a quote that goes, society crumbles when good people refuse to do anything, or life is not extended as a result of people staying silent. It's like when there's somebody that does harm, you know, when they always consider it to be not snitching. When you know somebody did harm to somebody, and instead you go and say, hey, this person did bad to the person, you refuse to snitch. Now, don't get me wrong, you know. I'm not just going to say go there and snitch, because sometimes police themselves are bad. But on the basis of understanding, if you know that person is wicked in society, and you refuse to then say, hey, just like when the ones, oh, there's a video of Grandpa Kenty. I'll post it in a while. I think after this one, I'll post it in a while. But it's vital, brothers and sisters, when you see things happening and you refuse to say anything, and then when it reaches your doorstep now, you then say, Elas, Papa Budi, help me. When you could have prevented it, you know, like when people do harm to people, and you refuse to do anything, and then that person does harm to a family member of yours, But if you have prevented it from happening by telling, hey, that person is doing harm, to stop their dirty ways, you know, that wouldn't have happened to your family. So we don't like to nip things in the butt, brothers and sisters. We say, no, it's not me. Just like I said, the nurses want to protest. The police not joining them. The nurses finish protest. They don't get nothing. The police protesting. Everybody does their own thing when it affects them. Nobody comes together as a unit, brothers and sisters. This is why I'm going to be touching on the electoral reform thing in a moment. But anyways, let's continue right there.
Everyone sees, everyone knows. Preachers of the gospel singing the devil's song.
Brothers and sisters. Sometimes these things are hard for me to speak about because I'm a Christian, brothers and sisters, and when I see the church people, even the pastors and the priests and the pope and whoever, is the pope now, the Catholic priests and all those people there, they are siding with the very people just for the sake of getting some favors or some money or something. Really? When you're supposed to be upholding the truth, brothers and sisters. But then again, sometimes I realize humanity doesn't matter who we are. Humanity is still humanity. And humanity is in need of help. Humanity is still in need of a savior, brothers and sisters. No matter if you save or not save, brothers and sisters, humanity is still humanity. And that is something you not just only see in Dominica, but across the world as well. Where people are supporting governments who are literally keeping their people oppressed. But at the end of the day, brothers and sisters, it's still you, eh? It is still you and your spiritual life, not them. God will come for them, but it's still you and your spiritual life. Oh, the priest doing this, the pastor doing this. No, it's still you. God not ask you about what the pastor and priest do. He will hold them accountable. But it is still you at the end of the day, brothers and sisters. Anyways, let's continue.
Children selling their precious body, no longer wrong.
Brethren, I remember growing up hearing all these kind of things, you know. Especially in college, you know, you hear people was with different ministers and all those kind of things there, and their parents knew. Their parents knew about these situations, but because they were getting some monies and stuff, they didn't really care, you know.
When righteousness no longer exalts a nation, people get serious. The time is upon us.
Guys, I think I'll post that full video. Well, this is where he's just doing a cover of his own song, but I'll post the video of that full song so you guys can listen to it. It's a very deep song, man. Very, very deep song indeed.
Come, let's talk to us before everything's lost.
Hey.
Everything's lost. Everything's lost.
Now, people who understand trends very well, you will see how trends go, brothers and sisters. Just like how the world is going. You see how they're trying to put this whole injection thing and they make people feel, oh, that is what they have to take or they lose their jobs and whatnot. If the people had stood up against this, none of this nonsense would be happening today. But people are allowing things to happen to them. And then you know what, guys? They're waiting for somebody else. They don't want to be victimized. They don't want to... No, they're waiting for somebody else to come and rescue them. When it is them that need to band together, everybody need to band together to stop the wickedness that is happening to the people. I mean...
Everything's lost. Everything's lost. Everything's lost.
And when everything's lost now, we come in and cry, yes, Lord, help me, help me. We then going to cry. Guys, remember, there's a thing that they were saying in the United States where they were removing prayers from school and all kind of things. Then hurricanes come, and then you know what, guys? They then asked, the news people were asking, where was God in all this? It's interesting how human beings is operating, you know. Where was God in all this? But weren't you the ones who didn't want to have God in you didn't want to have God? It's like God is all your little puppet master, all little puppet. When all you need him, all you bringing him and then things. But then when things were fine and done, then you remove him from schools. You do want no prayers, nothing. But when disaster happens now, that is when you want it. Brothers and sisters, it'll be too late. Where were you, brothers and sisters? I mean, electoral reform in Dominica is a necessary need. Yet the Prime Minister talking about national ID cards. Nonsense. The Prime Minister knows if you have voter ID cards, that's going to deplete his ability to win. This is why I'm telling people out there, you need to ensure that there's voter ID cards there, not no national identification cards. National identification cards can give the right to other people outside to then come in and vote, brothers and sisters. That is necessary. I also mentioned some time back, I was talking about they actually listened to Sean Douglas, and he said, I think one of the individuals was talking about his uncle or his whatever Rosie Douglas was to Sean Douglas. And Rosie Douglas was pretty much reiterating the same thing I said. Yes, you want people to come and vote from overseas. Fine. Everybody want to be included in the voting process. Fine. But they should not affect the entire country. Make them have their own virtual voting stations. I was thinking of one, but the individual in question was saying that Rosie was talking about two of them. They want two virtual voting stations for the overseas voters, so they do not affect the rest of the island. How you living overseas and coming down in droves to vote in different country constituencies to then tilt the election to the scale of the very man who is keeping the country down? I don't understand how man can be this wicked. Boy, how can mankind be so wicked to itself? I remember the Prime Minister was talking about all the foreigners want to think they can take advantage of the little countries, and he's not standing for that. He said that they know him well. That is what he said. They know him well. And I'm realizing he's doing the very same thing that he's claiming the bigger countries is doing to him, to Dominica. Boy, that is something else. Eh? That is truly something else. Anyways, let's continue.
To those who stay at home, while the freedom fighters are fighting with losing battles.
Boy, I never seen that yet in my life, guys. Wesley, when they went to Wesley people didn't get paid for their houses. Not all of them. A lot of them didn't get paid for their houses. They don't tell them move already. Instead, Wesley people come and join the workers. They stayed quiet watching them. Hey, they're waiting for somebody else to do the job that they're supposed to do. Humans only doesn't wake up, boy. Only doesn't see what happening to Ollie, boy. But I remember what the great book says. Even when it comes down to salvation, they say, the great book says that even if a man was supposed to raise from the dead, you want to raise from the dead and warn man about going Hades, hell, whichever you want to call it. If you were to wake up from the dead and warn man, human beings will still not listen to him, even though he died. Boy, humans are something special, we. That's why the great book called human being sheep. Remember the video of them taking out the sheep from the hole? And the sheep was so happy. You think the sheep happy? Come out, jumping up and down and go straight back into the hole and get stuck. If it's me, I leave you there. Yeah, boy. But the Creator is merciful, man. Boy, I tell you, boy. Got something else, we? Boy, you're mad. Got a patience, boy. Hey! If I seen all that, far less for what, boy. I tell you, boy, God is going.
That we can win.
Anyways, guys, I will leave this song in the video description below, guys, so you guys can check it out right there, because that is a very powerful, very powerful stuff right there. You need to hear the full thing, man. There's a second. This is just the first verse. The second one and the third one, you guys need to definitely hear this. That will be in the description, the video description below right there. Now, guys, there's this thing I want to talk about in reference. This is Grandpa Kenty. Grandpa Kenty is back at it again, brothers and sisters. This is what he had to say right there.
Listen to the grandpa. Some of all your mothers has failed your daughters.
By far. By far.
Miserably. Because when all you were supposed to teach them to be a virtuous woman and how to be a good woman, independent, and learn how to be a good wife so that she can be a good Factor in the home, take care of her husband, love her children. Or they was teaching her to party and see and all this too sooty way.
Yes. I saw some little children listening to some vulgar song. And I wondered, but where are the fathers, boy? That's another thing, guys. Fathers seem to be missing. And in a society where there's the lack of fathers and there are weak men, chaos will ensue. Brothers and sisters, that is a fact of reality. Look at what is happening in the United States. Boy, I tell you. But there are still some strong men right there and they're trying to hold on the fort. But then you're looking at the generation that is upcoming and you're saying, boy, the future is not a bright one. Nagasa. Boy, I tell you. But I look at the little ones in the school uniforms listening to vulgar music and the mothers were around them dancing with them. And then when the little ones grow up and there's teenage pregnancy and all this kind of craziness, then they wonder what went wrong. Boy.
Well, you don't want to tell them train when they go wrong. And some of all your fathers, all you fail all your sons.
True. Never teaching them how to be men. They're teaching them how to be sissy. Or just go out there and drink rum. Some of them have bad examples. Going out there and just drink rum. Never teaching their son any skill set. Guys, I grew up as a little boy. Learning everything that could possibly be learned from my father. Everything. Plumbing, electricals. But just name it. I grew up knowing it. And I check him, but why a little boy learning all these things? I supposed to be out playing. Playing what? Guys, these things, when you don't have to call plumber and electrician, there's people to come and do things. So you just call them because you want to. But it's not like you don't know. Sometimes when you don't know the information, these plumbers and electricians can just come and do something. There was something that took place when I was in Dominica. And I tell my mother, no, sir, you're not changing that there, But the thing is, I knew. Sometimes people want to make a little extra money here and there, so they're giving you extra things to do, even things that don't need to change. They want to change it. I say, don't change that there. When my mother told him, he said, I'm not a plumber. No, you don't change in that there. I know. I grew up in these things. I know them. So this is why it's important, brothers and sisters, to make sure fathers, especially some mothers, try to spite the fathers by using the little ones. But you're only hurting the little ones in the process.
Your son don't know how to do nothing. He don't know a trade. He don't love his mother. He doesn't respect his mother. We can respect any woman that come in his life. Or you teach him how to run woman and how to make up a children and leave them, never care for them. That is not good.
Sometimes it's not the fathers. No, sometimes the reason why this is happening is because of absentee fathers. And like I said before, sometimes it's the woman that using spite. They're doing all kind of craziness. Boy, I tell you, boy, humans don't know what they're doing to each other. Sometimes we just think about ourselves. How this man made me feel, completely neglecting the little one that came from his ball sack.
That is not good. Train up the children in the way they should grow, so when they get old, they shall not depart from it.
It seems like they're training them in the way they shouldn't go. And when they grow old, they cannot depart from the way that they shouldn't go. And who's to blame? You. I just remember an example. It just popped in my head, guys, of a young man growing up. I didn't know them then, but I knew their story. And the mother tried her best to always do things, and she never taught them how to do things for themselves, She was just constantly doing things for them to the point where they end up jail. She bailed them out. Them children used to beat their mother. Beat their mother. After she do all that, saying a last thing. But anyways, guys. Let me move on right there. Brothers and sisters, this is a very interesting video right there. Sometimes we tend to look at other things and not realize the same thing is happening to us. Look at there. Fishes are so dumb. They see a woman on a hook not knowing that they're going for a trap. Brothers and sisters, sometimes the very thing is happening to us. We have free food. We have free CO. We're going to jump up for them to say, hey guys, let's encourage you to come and vote for us. Treating you, man, to nice things. And you like a old Ted Kalbas saying, oh yes, we had fun, let me vote for them. Not realizing it's your own future that is at stake. Brethren, your own future. Anyways, guys, I just want to tell you guys this thing right there, but I want to show you guys this thing as well.
I'm not a judge or jury, but I can tell you this. He won't sell anybody out to buy his future.
I like that part. You know why I say that, guys? Because I remember Cara them stopped scared from using a particular vehicle, which apparently he get as a gift. Now, guys, correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't it rather strange that a government official, a prime minister, can receive gifts from foreign individuals, substantial amount, pricey gifts from foreign individuals, and the citizens never ask themselves, but guys, wait a while. If they're just giving random gifts to our prime minister, what is in exchange for them? Nobody never asked themselves these questions. What if the prime minister was getting funds from individuals from overseas? His friends were funding his elections. What is in it for them? Remember, a number of individuals had our diplomatic passports forming the royal donkey in the East. You forget. And not just the East, not the West too. What is in it for them, brothers and sisters? Prime ministers not supposed to be receiving gifts from foreign entities. It's not supposed to be. All these things they're supposed to include in electoral reform, which apparently seems to be lacking. But they should be there. Prime ministers should not be receiving gifts from foreign entities, because what is the exchange that they would want? What part of Dominica will they be selling? A number of persons have been saying that Skeridem has been selling, well, it's alleged. Skeridem has been alleged to be selling Dominica to Chinese. I remember one particular time, brothers and sisters, that was some time ago. We went out and we, do little tours and stuff. And then we saw a nice little spot and we decided to go inside there. Foreigners bought this spot. Foreigners bought this spot and they wanted you as a Dominican to pay to enter. Some man come from overseas, buy a spot in Dominica that contains a natural site. And the foreigners want you as a Dominican to pay to enter into there. That's how. Hey.
And that, my friends, is called integrity.
Integrity? You cannot, as a prime minister, be receiving gifts from foreign entities and think it's okay. Where that happening there? Where? But the people are allowing it anyways. Anyways, guys, there's another thing I want to show you guys. This one is concerning your body. Okay, brothers and sisters, I want you guys to take a listen to this right there.
There are so many different signs that you should be reading from your body to identify nutritional deficiencies.
Yep.
If you're excessively yawning, okay, that usually means you are deficient in iron. Now, the next one is air hunger, where you just can't get enough air. That means your body's too acid, which usually is a B1 deficiency. Next one is the twitching underneath the left eyelid or anywhere in the body. It's called tetany. It's excessively alkaline, and you need to acidify the body with apple cider vinegar, like 1 table.
A number of persons always talking about, I need to alkaline my body, alkaline your body. Yes, it's necessary to sometimes alkaline the body, especially when you're ill. But sometimes when you're ill, brothers and sisters, it's not anything outside, It is as a result of deficiency. Guys, I learned this some time back when my throat was having issues. I check them out. How come all the time my throat is having issues? How come? Brothers and sisters, when I went to one of my people, they say, you sure you okay? You understand what is going on? Then the person started telling me about if I have some deficiency in this kind of things there. And I realized, hey, let me see if I can get some supplements. Look at different things for throat. And I realized one of the things that is good for thyroid, brothers and sisters, is iodine. A number of persons have iodine deficiency and they get in problem in their throat. So I had to incorporate iodine, brothers and sisters. It didn't take a week. That thing was gone. I was suffering that for a couple months, brothers and sisters. For months on end. I check about how come my throat always feeling like that. Months on end, we brothers and sisters. I take iodine a week. In about a week's time, that was gone. No problem. So sometimes the problems that we have or the reasons why we get sick is not because of, the sun hot. No, brothers and sisters. Most times it's because of deficiency, our lifestyles. This is why multivitamins, don't get me wrong, guys, not just any multivitamins. You need to take the natural ones, the ones that don't have artificial chemicals and this kind of things, because that is a dangerous thing. The natural supplements, brothers and sisters, you can always get these things. Look for the natural ones. Get the supplements that you need, and most of the issues that we have will go on. I saw a guy heal himself from cancer. The doctor tell me I have a 50% chance. His thing was about 10 centimeters, whatever. The man decided to go in 4 months. He was doing the shock factor where you sometimes submerge your body in ice cold water. It creates a response, a fight or flight response, and then that is also part of the fountain of youth. When you sit down in cold water, this is why the rivers, individuals who go to the river a lot, you realize that their skin looks a lot younger. Brothers and sisters, that is part of the shock factor that the river gives, the cold rivers that gives them. There's also the fasting part. Guys, all this, what I'm telling you guys, is scientifically proven, The fasting, some people do water fasting, some people do intermittent fasting, but it's nice when the body is subjected in itself. When the body is subjected from food, then it creates chemicals within the body to preserve the body. Brothers and sisters, hey, boy, you mad. This is why human beings not supposed to be eating 3 times a day. Human beings not supposed to be eating 3 times a day. Some of all you eating 5, 6, 7, 10 times and think because you get like a bolo-sized zombie, that is okay. No, you big and rolling like a dumpling. That is not a good thing. Even though society might say it's a good thing, you look nice, man. It's one thing to have confidence in self, but it's also a good thing to know thyself and know when you need to get healthy. Being fat is not healthy.
Tablespoon in a glass of water, high blood pressure or high pulse rate. That is a classic potassium or vitamin D deficiency.
People have reversed diabetes, brothers and sisters, even though the pharmaceutical companies might say, they say whatever they want. People have reversed these things. Something about A1C and those kind of things there are high, low, and people wondering what's going on. I know a particular individual, every time the individual goes to the hospital, they wondering what is going on. Checking if she has it or not. Because every time she go, her thing is normal. Lifestyle is important, brothers and sisters. If you look at the medical fraternity, the number one killer for all human beings, brothers and sisters, as a whole, generally speaking, is lifestyle. The second one is the big pharma. Yes, brothers, big pharma with all the medication they're doing to help people. They are the second cause of death in humans. But the number one is lifestyle, brothers and sisters. Lifestyle. Look at a girl from I think it's Astafans, went to the hospital in Dominica and they give her the wrong medication and she passed away. Big pharma that day. Look, I remember a young man went to the hospital to have a hand operation. He didn't make it out. Not saying mistakes doesn't happen, but at the same time, brothers and sisters, if you knew exactly how to help yourself, you would do it, won't you?
Next one is muscle weakness, classic sodium deficiency. You need more salt. And the next one is bloating.
By the way, guys, not just any salt, eh? Them salt, all you have, them white salt, all you have on it. Not the salt, all you're supposed to use. The salt I know that they use in saying about table salt or whatever. These things I think contain about two mineral ingredients. When you have things like Himalayan salt and some of the other salts out there, brothers and sisters, this thing contains like 80, 90 minerals that the body needs. So people constantly go in and buy white salt in shop and think this thing's not good for you. Just like white sugar. Brethren, if you know what white sugar does to you, especially feeding cancer cells, this is one of the things I don't understand. How on earth, because I worked with some cancer companies already, and they were literally giving the people sugar to eat. They're giving them wafers and they have syrup and all that. They're giving these people things. And they're suffering with cancer. But you see, it's a constant thing where Big Pharma wants to make you sick or stay sick so that they can provide the things for a lifetime for you or for as long as possible. Then people don't care if you die. They make money from you. That's all they care about. Brothers and sisters, if you don't know how to take care of yourself, you're in trouble there. But who am I now? I'm not a doctor, no. I'm just a researcher, guys. I'm just a researcher.
Okay, if you have bloating, that means you need more acid. Take something called betaine hydrochloride just before you eat. Now, if your lower back is achy, chances are you need more vitamin D. And if you're cold intolerant.
One of the things that black people lack a lot, brothers and sisters, and I sure if people took these two things, a lot of all Caribbean people, if we took these two things, we'll be much further or much healthier. 1, magnesium. 2, vitamin D, because our skin It prevents us from absorbing the sun much faster than white people would. Because of that, brothers and sisters, get vitamin D and magnesium.
Chances are you need more iodine. Now, the next time your body talks,
You see, that's what I was talking about a while ago.
chances are you need more wheat. Now, if your lower back is achy, chances are you need more vitamin D. And if you're cold intolerant,
Cold intolerant. Cold has to do with this thing, brothers and sisters.
chances are you need more iodine.
Iodine is good for the throat.
Now, the next time your body talks to you or gives you a symptom, don't try to suppress it with a drug.
Yes. You know, when you're taking paracetamol because your head hurting you, not realizing that paracetamol is also tied to cancer. No, all you do know that thing. No, all you take. Go ahead, my head hurting me. Let me numb my nerves. You know, solving the problem. You know, you numbing the problem. The problem doesn't disappear. It's still there. We need to find the root. That's one of the things that I have a big problem with the medical fraternity in this world. They don't try to solve the problems. You know, they're trying to numb the symptoms. They're not going for the root.
Find out the deficiency that's really causing it.
Find out the deficiency that is causing your sickness, brothers and sisters. Some of the sicknesses that we have there in this day and age, guys, is as a result of deficiency. But I'm not a medical doctor. You guys can do your research for yourself. I'm making this disclaimer on YouTube, so YouTube will come from me. But this guy's a doctor, so you can listen to him. Anyways, guys, if you want to stay right, give this video a thumbs up if you understand it. If you want to see more, definitely subscribe and turn on that post notifications so you can get all of views as they tend to come through. And I'll see you guys in the next reaction video. Guys. Remember, be real, be positive.